Hello, hello. Welcome to this Saturday Tarot Live. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's good to see you. And we have some amazing news, positive news. I think everybody is feeling pretty good about it, if not fantastic about it. The Biden-Harris campaign seems to have taken it for the win. So I personally, over here in Canada, am pretty excited about that. Was really crossing the fingers and hoping that the people could use their voice for change, for positive change, and really standing up for better energy than we all know Mr. Trump there was supporting. So really happy about that over here. I have no qualms about letting everyone know where I stand on that regard, and so I am very excited, especially to see the first female vice president in the United States. That's fantastic. So congratulations, Kamala there. That is amazing. Hello, Kathy. Hi, Teresa. How are you guys doing today? I thought that I would come on and kind of do a little focus on love. So intimate relationship with yourself. How are things going with your intimate relationships with others? So love relationship. Close connections of yours if you're dating. Hi, Anastasia. How are you? I think it's a good time. Some of us are feeling a little bit closed off in terms of the heart chakra, heart center, but at the same time, I think we are all trying to and working on creating space for love to come in and for us to give more love and just really start the flow of that energy exchange again. So let's dive in. Let's see what spirit, our angels, guides, crossover loved ones and ancestors have for us today. Card decks, I'm using my own Kindred Spirit Love Oracle, also using the Fairy Collections by Pauline Cassidy, and then I'm using this one. I don't think I've used it maybe for clarifiers, but the Fantasy Oracle, this is one of my creations as well. And so I'm going to be using that to clarify. And at the end of the reading here, I'll do some private card pulls if you guys want a little bit of insight. Anastasia, yes, at the very end, you can put yes, please, and I will pull a card for you. And I kind of do it in order of who comments first. So it helps me if we do it at the end, just so I can see in order, so I don't have to scroll back up through. But I will be pulling probably from the Romance Angels deck from Doreen Virtue for the private card pulls at the end. So I think there's a lot going on for a lot of different people because I just felt a really strong urge to take a sip of water. So, all right, you guys, take a deep breath and let's dive in. What are the love energies right now? How are our connections, our self-care, self-talk with ourselves, valuing ourselves, seeing our self-worth, and how does that connect in with the energy of others who can be soulmates, soul bonds, twin flames, karmic relationships? What's going on? Let's dive in. So for our past position, we have telepathy. This one has been coming up quite a bit. So this is from my Kindred Spirit Love Oracle. All the information for booking and donations and cards are in the details below. So you guys can feel free to check that out if you like. So this connection has past life origins and is a soul bond. Hey, Jocelyn, this may be a karmic cycle or a beautiful lesson in relationship. No matter the outward appearance, there is love at the base of this connection on all levels. Separation is an illusion, and you may focus on the illusion or the truth. Communicate with love telepathically. So this one is really talking about you having the power of choice here and what you want to focus on in terms of the 3D realities or the 5D realities and how you want to anchor them in to your experience. So you may have had a karmic bond, karmic relationship, a twin flame, and no matter how it went, it's up to you to integrate that experience, those lessons, and you can telepathically thank that individual, that energy, for coming into your energetic sphere, for helping you learn certain lessons, and also, saying, I'm happy to help you learn these lessons, because that was a part of this exchange, this energy exchange as well. So if you are having issues, know that you can communicate to this person's higher self through telepathy, and really just understanding that there is love at the base of that connection, at the base of that relationship, no matter what happened between the two of you. In the higher levels, there is love at the base here that can never be destroyed, that can never be broken, even if you never see this person again, to be quite honest. In this 3D earthly embodied life for you, you definitely have love at the base, because you guys came here to, maybe to break a pattern that took many lifetimes to break, and you finally did. But it doesn't look or feel like you thought it might, but it is a victory for you both, and you both have learned some really valuable lessons there. So, definitely being grateful and thankful for those experiences in the way that we can at this point. So to clarify that relationship, we have faith. Spiritual faith is a devoted assurance of the heart. So a really nice reminder here that no matter what has happened in our intimate relationships or romantic relationships from the past, we have to have faith in ourselves, and faith that the right thing occurred in terms of where we are now. So if that person isn't in your life and you want them to be, if they're meant to return, they will. Perhaps they have some work to do, but you have to have faith in yourself and your experience that you're creating, what you're manifesting, what you're calling in. You're calling home energies to yourself, and or you're calling home someone who is meant to be a part of your life. So soul tribe, soul mate, a very close connection. And this is a huge time for very, very big connections to be coming in, because you've been doing so much work on yourself, creating so much room, so much space, and just moving into a different alignment, that new people with new frequencies are going to be coming in. Hi, Maria. How you doing? I will be doing personal card pulls at the very end. So if you'd like to hang around till the end, we will be doing card pulls, and I will pull one for you gladly then. So have faith, you guys, and remember that love is at the basis. And so try your best not to focus on the destructive aspects if it was a really challenging experience for you. So to clarify that as well, we have time to dream. This is awesome. So we have the inner child energy coming in here, taking a little bit of a leap of faith, and, having the faith card and the telepathy, it's really, really connected into the intuition, the higher self, your inner knowing. So knowing that you've got this, knowing that something better is coming your way, that you had to make the decisions that you did at the time to get you to this point here, and really focusing on the inner wealth that you have, the strength of the foundation that you have built up until this point right now. So you guys are set for a really positive, strong, long-term goal here, instead of in the past being ready to take action when the foundations were shaky, when you were a little uncertain, maybe hadn't vetted who to trust. And so really taking the time to connect into the love of the relationships of your past, what lessons you learned and how they strengthened you and your character, and how they strengthened you for your relationship now if you're in one, but also if you're single and you're calling in a relationship, how they strengthened you for your next relationship. So in what ways are you a better version of yourself, so that you can actually have the relationship that is more aligned with what you actually value and what your worth and how you see yourself in terms of your sense of self-worth calls in. So it's time to dream again. If you got taken off your path, or if you felt like you really needed a time out, or if the universe put you in hermit mode, hanged man mode, and you were really introspecting, diving deep, Now the spirit is reminding you it is time to dream, get that vision board back out again and think about what you want in a partner. And think about who you want to be as a partner moving forward. So really fun, kind of magical, lighthearted energies coming through for past energies in terms of starting this new cycle in love. Let's see what we have in the present position. All right, soul fire. This relationship stirs your soul fire. It is a catalyst of change and growth within your soul's evolution. There may be a lot of instability and creativity with this wild chemistry and kundalini energy. Chemistry is not the same as compatibility, and it is important to ensure that there is a strong foundation to build on your fiery passion. Allow the fire to stir your heart and not burn you. So, all right, we have soul fire coming in. So definitely very passionate encounter, very passionate soul bond coming in. This person, there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of fire. They really play on that creative spirit in you. You feel alive, you feel exuberant, and there's something about the connection that motivates you to get going, to take action. However, this is kind of an energy that is similarly related to the Knight of Wands in terms of it can be really exciting, but it can come and go just as quick, or come in, it can go just as quickly as it comes in. And so you have to be mindful. Are you looking at instant gratification here? Are you looking at chemistry and compatibility, taking into consideration, would this energy be sustainable in the long term? What basically are you wanting right now? And if you're wanting that, fine, fantastic, enjoy. But if you're wanting something long term, if you're wanting something committed and stable, you're really going to have to vet this energy and kind of let it play out a little bit to see, is it stable or is it just kind of a little bit of a fiery adventure for the short term? Let's see what else our clarifying cards bring in for that medicine. Passion. This is hilarious. So we have passion is an inner flame that will keep you striving toward your vision. That is hilarious. Okay. Soul fire and passion, talking about the inner flame. I think a lot of you do actually have twin flame connections. I don't talk about it a lot on my channel. And to be honest, I have waffled a little bit about that because I have been on a twin flame journey, and I do feel like it is so complex and dynamic that it's really hard to convey a lot of the energies through tarot and through readings, depending on where you are at on your journey. Because I find that a lot of us can be really vulnerable and susceptible to different ideas about what it is and what it isn't. Whereas it is, or it seems to be, unique for everybody. But just the use of soul fire here and then coming back up with the flames here, I do feel like a few of you catching the replay and or watching live now, you do have that twin flame connection. So you have been through a lot. You do have a really strong depth of character, and there will be some transformative energies coming through with your twin flame relationship and or your relationship with love, and really opening up that passion to see a different side of yourself and to perhaps see a different side of the relationship. But when all is said and done, and really it is about you, and so you're letting that passionate creative energy, that fire, kind of stir again. You're really stoking the flames. It might have gotten snuffed out, so to speak, because in some of these relationships in the past, there were power imbalances. And so you could have had a power dynamic where there was someone giving or taking too much. And depending on where you were at in that dynamic, you may have felt your fire kind of go out a little bit. And so this is really talking about in the present moment, there is a relationship that stirs that back in, and that could be you stirring it up within yourself, really standing in your self-empowerment, really getting rooted and grounded in your self-worth and your value. If you're a king or a queen or non-binary, you are really understanding that you're not going to go chasing or begging for people's love here. Like, what you're worth. You know what you deserve, and you're going to stand strong and you're going to stand in that. And if people can meet you there, great. If they can't, all right, then you're going to stay committed to your path, stay committed to your journey, and they can catch up to you if they decide to do that work or if they're meant to be in alignment with your frequency. So this is fantastic. We have passion and striving towards your vision. So also what this energy is saying is there could have been distractions in the past here where you had temptation or karmic energies. That doesn't mean it has to have been a karmic partner, but karmic energies where you're really wading through a lot of complex outer circumstances so that you could really work on some wounding and trauma that you've had for a while where there were subconscious patterns playing out. Now, this is also reminding us that that situation might have distracted us from our vision, but it was worthwhile and we needed to learn those lessons. Now we're redirecting, we're coming back on course, cosmic realignment is happening, and Spirit is reminding us, okay, now we have to be committed to those partnerships that inspire us towards our vision and don't distract us from it, right? So be very aware of what this relationship, this passion, this fire, does this person stir your creativity in a way that is supportive, right? And consistent and reliable, or are they kind of just in it to ride your coattails? You're going to have to use your intuition to find out. And to clarify that, we have new path. This is awesome. So in the beginning, we had time to dream. Now we have new path. And both of these have, like smaller children on the imagery. So we're definitely tapping into our inner child, learning to dream again, being vulnerable, being able to wonder after all of this adulting, this intense energy around Black Lives Matter, the election campaign, so much going on with COVID-19, all of this energy, this global energy, and each one of us is doing our best to process what's going on in our personal lives, but not only that, to be our own leaders and stand in our authenticity in terms of the global collective. So really interesting that we have the inner children showing up here in connection to our intimate relationships, our soulmate bonds, our karmic relationships, twin flame relationships, that we're really going back to the beginning and nurturing that inner child, nurturing ourselves so that we can move forward in new ways and get excited again instead of having that fear of the unknown and having that stagnant energy with the collective chaos affecting us. So let's see what we have in terms of future energies. Priorities. There is a difference in priorities, which is causing a block or challenge in this situation. One person may have more focus on the material realm than the spiritual realm. There is energy out of alignment and communication required. Okay, so Spirit is saying, in terms of what we're just talking about, staying connected to your vision. That means if you meet someone and you have awesome sexual chemistry, you feel really passionate about it, but they just aren't maybe supportive of your entrepreneur skills, or they if you're going to work on yourself, they're kind of like, hey, let's do this instead, and prioritizing themselves, or they're just ultimately focused on the material realm and they have a preoccupation with that, and they're prioritizing that where you'd like to prioritize your relationships, interpersonal relationships, etc. As Mercury retrograde, my TV just turned on and started playing, so that's a little bit interesting. I have to look back on this and see what I was talking about before, but I am going to actually just go and turn that off, and we'll see if it pops up again. But definitely some spiritual activity here, so just give me one moment. It's definitely a first. I don't think that's ever happened on a live before. So I definitely will have to go back and see what I was talking about, but very weird. Okay, so alignment, communication. So we've all been working on our communication skills, whether we know it or not. So not wanting to walk on eggshells, not keeping our thoughts to ourselves so that someone else can have their say, but we repress ours. So really learning to communicate instead of being passive aggressive or just keeping quiet, because if we're walking on eggshells and we're not communicating our needs, and you can't do that if you don't know what they are, then you're giving all your power to the other person. And even though it might seem like that will work in the short term, it always creates a dynamic of resentment in one or both parties, right? So really, really focusing on communicating what your priorities are at this time. And sometimes people don't even realize that they are allocating their energies into certain material aspects. So say someone's picking up extra shifts and they're just obsessed with money, but this is stemming from a trauma wound where when they grew up, they didn't have a lot of money. And so it's coming from a place of fear and lack, but maybe they don't really realize that's the root stem. And that's why there's this incessant drive to have the stability and the security. But if you can communicate about that, and if you can communicate worries or communicate where you see yourself short-term, long-term, okay, these are needs and these are expectations, which ones can you meet, which ones can't you, then you can actually get a dialogue going and see where you truly are at with this person. But it does say there will be a block or challenge that you guys are going to have to communicate through. So this is going to utilize what you've learned over the past couple of years. Let's clarify. Beauty. Beauty is unveiled by the lustrous light within. So we are really going to get to see the truth behind some of the masks that either ourselves or others have been wearing. And it was just 222 on the timestamp here. So, sometimes we can be so afraid that in our truth, in our authenticity, someone isn't going to appreciate us, isn't going to love us, isn't going to value us. And when we start valuing ourselves and when we communicate what our needs are, we are reflecting that inner value, but we're also standing in our beauty and we're allowing the other person to also be vulnerable and honest with who they are. Because a lot of the times we wear those masks so that if we get rejected, then it's not really our true self that is getting rejected. It's just this, version of ourselves that we created. And so it doesn't hurt as much. It doesn't cause as much damage. So what I feel like this is saying when it says beauty is unveiled by the lustrous light within, as we communicate our truth to ourselves and others more and more, and we take off the masks and we recognize that you can't build on that falsity. You can't pretend you're someone else and expect it to last in the long term. So you have to be willing to show yourself the truth, and you have to be willing to show your partner the truth about yourself. And so when you do that, you allow your inner light to shine, and that allows you to illuminate the shadows and actually have discussion about them. Whereas if you don't, then those shadows are going to come up in the future, but they're going to have a lot more potency to them, and they will come up unexpectedly. So let's see what we have in clarifying for from the fantasy. We have Forsaken. Wow, so this is actually pretty powerful. There are some energies of really, really praying and, calling in all the power that you can in terms of your love life. So some of you might be feeling like you have given up, or this challenge, if you meet a challenge with a new love, or could be someone from your past or someone you're in a relationship with right now, you might feel so maybe insecure because of situations that have happened in the past that you have less energy to put towards it, or you feel like you don't have as much energy to put towards it, so you feel forsaken. And this is a very powerful and strong card. So the energy here is also calling in the energies of surrender. Really surrender to this love, surrender to your own vulnerabilities here, but also be honest with yourself in terms of where you are at in terms of your healing journey. You don't have to be further along than you actually are, in terms of if you still need some healing, you can be honest about that. You know, if you're still a little bit emotional about things, or you can feel that you've got some walls up instead of boundaries, be honest with yourself, be honest with your, prospective love interest here. And also understand that there might also be divine intervention, divine timing happening here, because, when we're on our knees and we are praying to the universe, to God, to the angels, we are really, really calling it in, saying, look, like I'm giving it everything I've got. I am calling in my highest and best love here. I am calling in what I have worked so hard for to receive and experience, an equal partnership, a bond where there's equal give and take, where there's consistency, reliability, all those things. So, whatever it is for you, stay clear in your vision and stay focused and continue to call that in, because you can also be standing in that energy and be on the side of knowing instead of feeling forsaken as well. So a lot of really powerful energies coming through. I'm glad that we used a fantasy oracle. That was kind of fun. So I might use those for clarifying cards. So that is all for the Saturday read for the love reading. It is a little bit of a shorter reading, but I do feel like the energies are obviously a little bit wild today, given the election results. And if you guys want a private card pull, now is the time. So thanks if you hung around for the reading. If you would like a private card pull, I'm going to do those now. So if you want one, there was Anastasia and Maria. I know you guys were interested. If you're still watching, just put yes, please in the comments, and I would be happy to pull a card for you. And it was just 2727 on the timestamp. So number 9 and 27, that might be a numerology sync wink for someone here. So just let me grab a sip of water, agua, and then I'll get started on your personal readings. I still think it's funny that the TV turned on. All right. So, Teresa, I am going to pull from the Romance Angels, and I will clarify with my fantasy oracle. So let's see. So Teresa, this message is for your highest and best. Well, that one came out really easy. And clarifying the above card for Teresa, this message for you, for your highest and best from your higher self. Ooh, all right. The frequency, I can feel it's moving really fast. I think that's why I'm also really thirsty. So Teresa, let's see what we have here for you. Ooh, wedding. This situation involves marriage. I'm not sure what your personal situation is, but this is a really sweet energy here. I'll see what the clarifying card is in just a minute, but actually they're saying no, pull it now. Oh, so we have in the springtime, this situation involves marriage. So really interesting for you. Either there's going to be kind of a recommitment of vows in terms of if you're already in a relationship here, that there's going to be some revitalization that comes in the spring. But if you are single, there is some energy of deep commitment coming in the spring, but definitely union energies, very positive renewal energies coming in for you. And they're kind of saying as well, don't lose heart. Like, don't lose heart. They keep on saying that. almost like you wanted to give up on a certain element, either of yourself or on love in general. And they're showing me this image again. They're kind of showing this energy of, praying. Interesting. I didn't know that, Teresa, but very interesting given these energies here. They are showing this energy of praying. So I feel like you have been talking to, this could be your past partner that you've been talking to, asking for assistance in terms of what you need coming through, where you are at in terms of your healing, in terms of relationship status. But when these cards did come up, they did show that praying position. So I do feel like there is a new energy that opens up in terms of your heart chakra and your overall energetic body in the spring here. And it is showing a deep commitment. This could possibly be your partner bringing someone through for you that they approve of. So this is interesting. This very loving energy, very soft energy here. And they're also kind of saying, don't worry, because if you have a little bit of anxiety about this too, they're saying, don't worry, it's going to come in at a good pace. So it's not going to be rushed and overwhelming for you. So they're showing me just steady pace. Like you don't have to have that anxiety attached to it. So really loving, gentle message there for you, Teresa. And definitely some energies coming through from your partner. But because this is a general reading, that's kind of all the energy I get there. But I do feel like there's some sort of flower connected to you two. Maybe, I don't know if it's sunflowers, but he's kind of showing me the picture, or they're showing me the picture of the flower in her hat. So there is something to do with a specific flower, and he's pointing to the pocket too, like a pocket. It was in the pocket. There's something to do with a flower in a pocket, but that's the extent of the message that I can convey to you at this time. But definitely a lot of love there, a lot of support, and just they're saying gentle, gentle, gentle. Gentle with yourself. All right, so I hope that resonated with you, Teresa. And Kathy, let's see what's going on for you there, my dear. Okay. So this message is for Kathy, for her highest and best, from her higher self. What do you want Kathy to know today about her love life? All right, here we go. And clarifying card for Kathy. Oh, that one wanted to come out quick. All right, and if there's anyone else that is watching and wants a card pull, go for it. This is a fun time to test the waters. If you are a little bit hesitant to make a private booking, this is a really fun way just to see if you connect in with my style of reading, and or if you want just a little pop-up message from your guides today. This is a great way to do so. So let's see, Kathy, what's going on? All right, well, this is one of the cards that you don't really like to see in your reading, but I was listening to another reading today, and I kind of get how this card triggers us, but I also understand a new meaning for it. So unrequited love, it says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So in the past, and let's see what the clarifier is here. We have fire element. Whoa, that is actually really interesting because I'm getting a little bit of an extra clue here. So, all right. What I was talking about in the beginning as well is, at that time, the divine timing, the situation, the alignment, the frequency, it just wasn't ready at that time. So there was a situation, there was a person where, it felt like it might have been time to invest in that energy. And for whatever reason, there was a little bit of a disconnect. So one person wasn't quite on the level that you required to move forward with that relationship. And there's nothing that you could have really done in order to make adjustments there or shift someone else's energy, because it was meant to be that way in energetic terms. But what I'm also getting is you really need someone who is creative, takes initiative, is passionate, and has some fire energy. And what they're showing me with this card is, you may have taken this on as taken it personally if someone had rejected your love or advances. And what they're saying is it's actually quite the opposite. This person, they didn't have enough fire in their heart space, in their energy field, for you to really feel inspired, uplifted, supported, safe, secure in those energies. You really did need someone who had their energies balanced, and they had this creative, passionate side balanced and ready. And what Spirit is showing me here is that they did not have that excitement. They really actually had some depression and energies that were dragging them down. And in order for you to move forward with your healing and your life path, the universe needed to redirect that energy. And so that is why they called it unrequited, because it wasn't ready at that time. Definitely needed to be standing in that fire element. And it's kind of interesting that the fire element comes up for you in your private reading, because of the present line in the general read, which was the soul fire and the passion, which is talking all about that inner flame, that inner passion, inner energy, and that chemistry, but also the compatibility. So, this could also be talking about how, yes, there might have been some sexy chemistry, but it didn't have the compatibility to go along with it. And that is what is coming in, as long as you are able to communicate those priorities, right? So really interesting message coming in for you, Kathy, and just reminding you that what will be, and that there is a better alignment coming in for you. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I don't know, Maria, Anastasia, once again, if you are on, just type yes, please in the comments, and I can do a private card pull for you. If there's anybody else watching that wants one, I can go ahead and pull for you right now. If not, I'm going to be continuing the tarot scopes. And so the next ones that are going to be coming up are Virgo, Aries, and I might do one or two of those tonight, but I might also work on those this week. But once again, thank you guys so much for your support. Hopefully you guys also were excited about the results there, and looking forward to positive changes. And also we do have Mars going direct soon. So if you guys have placements that involve Mars there, I think you're really going to notice a difference when Mars goes direct, because I think it goes direct on the 13th or around there. And I feel like it's really going to increase the energies in terms of how quickly things are going to be moving for you. So once again, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to help me grow the channel, please like, subscribe, share, comment, and I will catch you next time, Tarot Tuesday, or of course, check out my tarot scopes on the channel. There are playlists started for each sign, so you can find them easily there. All right, thanks so much, and welcome new subscribers. It's great to see you. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, Kathy. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll catch up with you next time. Ciao for now. Bye.